back to Let's Clone. My name would be Toast, and I don't totally know if I'm going to be able to do this. The goal for today is to use Perlin Noise to add procedural terrain generation to this little game that I've been working on for a while, but I've stopped working on for an even longer while. So I've gone through some tutorials, I've learned some Perlin Noise using P5.js, and then I followed a 5-year-old game maker tutorial doing some 1 and 2D Perlin Noise stuffs. I'm just going to show you what I've already done so far in preparation for failing, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so this is what we have. It's running real choppy right now, probably because I'm trying to record at the same time. But how I'm generating the maps is a bunch of different layers. So if I want to generate grass, I'm just drawing green, and we got the option for like some water and some ice. That we've already had this in the previous generations. Now what I've added is another layer of height map in which the darker color denotes a higher point of elevation. So if we color all of this space around the player with the dark, come down a little bit lighter. And maybe I'll speed through this, it's going to take a bit. So we're just putting this height map on top of the map that we have, and we've added the little bit of water and ice to prove that point again. Did I bring my water? No, I don't. How did I not? I'm a dry boy. Alright, let's be this guy. And I really hate how slow it runs like this. But yeah, generating terrain. Why did it do that? So the goal today is to get rid of this height map that I've made and just add a Perlin Noise to the entirety of the map so we can just have some rolling hills. Not sure if it's going to work. Let's see what we can get done. So what I know that I need to do is in my system object, we need to do some things initially. What does this do? How am I playing this? I'm creating a map. That's all I'm doing. I'm saying block size is 8. I already have a map size. Okay. So let's steal this for randomization. We're going to come down here. Let's see. Perlin Noise. Init. I'm going to do the randomize. We're going to make a new seed, which is just a random range, instance random range. And what was that? 1 million to 10 million. Just having a big difference seems to help. I didn't need the block size, we did that already. And then we ran a script that only needs to run once, so I don't really need to run it as a script. Alright, we'll get rid of this guy. Alright, so here we were running a generate function before, but now we're not going to do that. Why am I not using the C? Oh, I'll use it later. Okay, so we need to iterate through every position, and we need to set. Okay, well then I get it. I remember what we did. Oh, it does not help me if I fuck everything up. So I need to run a nested loop so I can get through every space in the grid. And this is just setting up where we're pushing the new height. But I should do that in here because the grid isn't even made yet. So I guess that's fine to do there. Room start. The room is already made. What is this? As if we're not in character select, that's fine with me. Here we will do Perlin init. Now we can loop. So if I is less than, fuck, what did I use? Map with map height. I might be able to integrate this into that function, but I don't know yet. Into that nested loop because we're just doing the same thing again. But when you're nervous, you're nervous. For variable j is equal to 0, j. Okay. Map height. I've already goofed. J plus plus. Alright, so we are essentially just assigning a Z and then, or creating a Z and assigning it. So I really don't need to do this in here. I couldn't just be ballsy, can't I? Get rid of this. Come up here. Where are we making our Z? Initial Z. A times time. Was I just making it taller than it was? Oh no, this is where I'm looking through. Okay. So this is get height from tile map. But I need var zz is equal to, and then we are just going to do a get Perlin Noise function that we are going to write, which is eventually going to take the I, the J. I don't know why this is 100. I don't like hard codes, but we'll go with it. A lot of this is from the tutorial that I followed. So then later on that gets assigned. I think everything there is good to go. Scripters. Let's get another group going. Oh my god, I can't spell it. Oh! Let's get a new script. You open up script with a new name. Get Perlin Noise. You're an ass. Perlin Noise is accepting an X, a Y, and a range. Alright, so now all of this part is just code that we did in the previous tutorial. So I'm going to script kiddie my way through this. Flap that in here, and what we're doing. Chunk size 16, I don't want that. I think I want maybe 32 or 64, which would it have been? 32. No, that's my cells. My tiles are, oh shit. What are they when I draw them in isometric? My screen is this, but it gets all fucking skewed. Everything's getting skewed with it. How many cells are in my tile width? 64. So it's 32. Huh. What do I want my chunk size to be? I think 32. I think that's what we want. Noise, range to 2, index Y. Okay, so I need to make the random seed function. Alright, so we're passing the X and the Y of the grid that we are on. We are removing the chunk size, well, getting divisions of how many of the chunk size fit into each. We're then getting the percentage. So this will be a value between 0 and 1 for either of those. We are setting a random seed given what our indexes are, and then we are just interpolating everything down. Okay, random seed, let's make this one. Perlin Noise, create script, random seed. Here, this, we can actually get rid of this to that. So this is accepting the range, the X and the Y position. The number is based off of the combination of the X and the Y with a big ass number to create a bigger gap. Then we have variable seed is using the object generator seed, which is not the object generator. This would be my system.seed, adding the number to it, randomizing with that seed, getting the random range, returning a rounded number. Bang. Now, this rounded random number gets returned. That was kind of fun to say. back into these, so I get that random number, and then I do all these, and then I'm returning my noise, which is, where am I calling? Get Perlin Noise. Was that up in this guy? Room start? Because I want to do it here. Get Perlin Noise, and I am setting it there. Right, so actually I didn't want to call it that. I wanted to keep this naming structure. So new ISO Z, Perlin Noise, achieved. This is feeling like one of those things that might work. Oh, that was silly. I was like, what do you mean it's only reference once? It's a fucking number. Yeah, it should be ignoring now my height chart and then just adding a random bunch of waves. No. Oh, wait, oh, it did. Banging, it definitely did. Let's now fucking, we gotta tweak it. This is the part where I actually get to do the things and not the tutorial. Where am I going? Let's go to the map. Room. This guy. This, ignore. I don't think I will need you. Cool. Get rid of you. Spawn your good map. Make everything green. Alright. So what are the types of ranges that I'm seeing? Did I even, oh no, I didn't need to get the color for the Z. We already had that. These are all that I needed. Okay. Bang it. So it does actually work pretty fucking neat. We got 40, 42, 43, 45, 41. They're able to go up by increments of 1. Would it be silly of me to just do 8 times the number? Because if everyone's up higher, then it doesn't matter. Holy shit. This is kind of dope. Alright, how do I make the amplitude different? Because currently I can't jump. Hold on, let's see. Fuck. Yeah, I gotta fix that then. Currently I can't hop down of anything unless it's only that grass height jump. It's like I can't walk up onto this one. But that's fucking... That's pretty solid. This is fucking dope. Okay. And that's... All those numbers are way bigger. So here, what if instead of raising everything up that high, I just take this div 8 times 8. That should do the same thing. This is fucking whack. Oh. It's a far less sporadic, but that could be just what I want. This is banging. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. But let me see what it's like if instead of doing that, we do a 4 and 4, so I get some more gaps that I can't scale. That's rad to me. I didn't think that would be so effective. Okay, so that's the opposite of the way that I want to go. So what if we did a 16, 16? Oh no, then I'm only gonna have double jumps. Alright, so this is a little bit too limiting. Yeah. Because now there's fewer gaps and they're at a bigger range. I don't want anything to be off of that 8 though, so I do think I'm going to stick with this. But I need to do something with the Perlin Noise to make it. So if I get Perlin Noise by 2 chunks size, let's go up with this, see what that does. I'm checking 1 space to either side there. Range div 2, chunks is div 2. I think that this just chooses how many passes, I think. That won't make too many differences. Chunk size is greater than range div 2. Noise linear interpolations from whatever chunks. So maybe it would be in random seed. XY plus that. Pass it a range. Seed number. 0 in range. This sets the random and then gives me the same random every time I call it. So that's not going to be where I get to change my height independent of everything else. Working through this backwards, like not totally understanding the interpolations yet for Perlin Noise, or like why I'm interpolating or what I'm interpolating. So I don't have too much control over it. Block type, that doesn't matter. So here, Perlin Noise, this is giving me the number that is my Z, and it's like the range isn't wild. This should just set it down to everything is a number divisible by 8. But if it was, say, 16 high, I should still have those 2 high gaps. So what is the relationship I'm giving from one to the other? Let me start Perlin Noise. Create seed random. Those shouldn't change it by much. And then room start definitely only calls me into Perlin Noise with an XY in a range that I am accepting. So right here, range div 2, that would be 50. Well, yeah. Noise is 0. Noise is what's being returned as my Z. So while chunks is greater than 0 every time it gets divided by 2, so it's just how many passes, so I actually don't care too much about that. Actually, I might be smoothing it out too much, because every time I do a pass, I'm adding, I feel like I'd be adding more noise to each. No, okay. Could be onto a thing. I was onto a thing, okay. So now these are all, I believe, divisible by 8 still, so I'm still doing that over. Alright, yes, I didn't remove that. Bang, and so 8. So if 16 was that, 64 was too high for sure. So I want there to be some ledges that are too high. Okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Okay, so things can get a little bit wild. This is kind of fucking neat though. Generating a hilly terrain. Alright, but for now, I'm gonna leave this at a little bit less extreme. Not the 64 pass that we were given it before. Yeah, this feels a little bit better. Still shit gets wacky. I don't know if I'll be doing as much with like those big holes though. I'm gonna try one more layout. Map. Yeah. Ooh. So my range actually can matter, I think. It was just bound so tight that no matter where it started in the range, it didn't deviate. So I actually, yeah, I don't want a range of 200. I'll probably have a range of maybe 80, just 10 spaces high. That might even be too much. But we'll get there when we get there. Let's get rid of that. Be like arenas. That could be fun. Be fun and new. This is fucking bang. This is what I wanted. There's still so much left to do. But I was hoping to get this done today, and that tutorial helped a lot, and it just went. So I don't really remember how I made much of this game. It's going to be a hell of a struggle relearning and adding on from there. Probably going to end up refactoring it again. But I'm working on it again. Having fun. Thank you for sticking around if you did. This is definitely not exciting, but I'm pretty fucking stoked. Deuces.